dedicated to an entire recap of our whole season. From closet cleaners and beauty blitz to food fight and do it on a dime. We have everything for you in case you missed it earlier in the season. Even a few montage moments. Let's check out today's show. Welcome to the premiere episode of Montage, a show that highlights all things lifestyle, from fashion and entertainment to inspiration and DIY projects. Montage highlights topics for men and women who enjoy a fun way of life. I'm your host, Stephanie Sutton. So let's get right into it. You ever have a great outfit, but you need to go somewhere else and you don't have time to change? Well, we have stylist Shayla Courtney here with a segment we like to call Closet Cleaners, who's gonna give us tips on how to turn our outfit from day to night.
Hi, it's Shayla Courtney, your fave stylist, and we're here at Local Love, presented by Press Play, and we're going to show you how to take a look from day to night. I'm here with Liz, and we have her in a skater dress by All Inclusive Girl, and to make this a daytime look, what I did was just add very simple accessories. We have her in some dangling beaded earrings, and we have her with rope braided bracelets. Jewelry by Tia Lise, and by keeping it simple, it doesn't overwhelm you for her daytime, and for her nighttime, we're gonna add just a little bit more jewelry. From day to night for this look, what I did was add a little bit more jewelry. So I added a statement necklace, and I also added a pair of earrings that go perfectly with it. Added a bracelet and a piece of jewelry to her forearm, and we also added a really fun thumb ring. From day to night for this look, I would add tights for during the day, and at night take them off. So you're showing a little more skin, and you've got a little bit more jewelry. For more tips on transferring from day to night, make sure to visit my website at www.shaylacourtney.com.
We're still in recap mode. Check out this clip from episode 2.
Now, when you think about beauty, you think about glitz and glam, but today it's all about the fellas. We sat down with a local barber who discusses everything from how to keep your haircut crisp to the most requested haircut style. And he'll give you a hint. It's a famous singer from the Atlanta area.
I'm here with John from the Virginia Hair Company, and today we're going to talk about beauty, but for the men, we call that grooming. So talk about how important grooming is for men.
Well, grooming affects all aspects of our lives. You know, anywhere from job interviews to meeting women to going to church. You know, I mean, everything we do revolves around grooming. Like, nobody really wants to talk to anybody who's not kept.
Now, here at the Virginia Hair Company, you all specialize in many different things. Talk about what you all specialize in.
We cut, we do the weave, we do the dreads, we do all types of hairstyles here. So I mean, anything that you may want so far as your hair is, you know, is being done, you know, we will do it here.
Okay. Now talk about some of the things that men have to think about when it comes to grooming. I know there's a lot of different aspects, so explain some of those to our viewers.
So far as the conditioning of the skin and the scalp is important, because that's the basis of where, you know, the hair grows out. Of course, it's the skin. So we just have to take that in consideration and just keep conditioning and moisturizing, hydrating our skin.
And I know we talked about before, we were kind of off camera, talked about, you know, there's a lot of other things that some men don't pay attention to, like the nose hairs, the ear hairs.
Right.
I mean, you all, that's kind of something y'all take care of.
Yeah. We will. You know, a lot of barbers don't want to do that, but we will, you know, go inside the nose and clip the nose hairs and, you know, the ear hairs and that type of thing, you know. But I mean, it's something that we can take care of at the house too. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's not a issue. So once we get to the barbershop or the beauty salon, then it's already taken care of and you don't have to be talked about. You know. But yeah, it's good to keep it.
So a lot of guys might come in here Friday night to get fresh for the weekend. Now talk about the experience that you provide for your customers.
A lot of clients come in here with pictures. You know, I've seen a lot of that.
Really?
You're right.
Guys do that?
Yeah, guys do that. You know, they come and say, I want this, I want this, I want this, and you know, and I'm like, okay, I'll do that, because you know, it's a lot of them have a hard time explaining from the chair what exactly needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? So a visual is always better than anything else. So if they see it, then it's like, okay, then you know, most of the time it's a different head shape. than what the person wants. So we have to kind of mold it into what they want. Right, but you know, we do that too. So I mean,
guys did that. I thought women were like, we were the only ones.
No,
you know,
guys,
bringing a picture like, I want my hair like
No.
so and so. So y'all, you have dudes coming here bringing pictures of like Laz Alonso and
all
other
that stuff.
people.
Usher,
What?
the most popular, the most popular one is Usher.
But you have to have, like you said, the right head shape, so it's not gonna look like Usher.
I can make it Usher-ish. I could do it Usher-ish. You know, it'll look in right.
Usher-ish.
Hey, be quiet over there. You know what I'm saying?
No, when guys, you know, so when guys come in here, you know, they get their hair cut and their hair done. And I know sometimes it's beauty salon, you know, there's certain things we don't want other women to see. So you have guys in here kind of might get embarrassed about their hairline or something just doesn't look right. Do you ever have that kind of thing? Do guys get embarrassed?
Well, they do. It's the dandruff, I would say, will be the number one thing guys will get embarrassed because it's a black cape. So all the white flakes on a black cape, you know, the big flakes on a black cape, it's not a good look. So, you know, a lot of times when it gets that bad, I'm like, let me go ahead and wash this. See, so that's what, because a lot of times, a lot of that stuff is real, you know, gets real caked on sometimes. So we have to go back and we have to wash that stuff out.
So what do you do for a guy who might have dandruff heavily? What do you do to prevent that? What tips can they?
Well, what I do, I tell them, I say, look, you have to like moisturize your skin and your scalp. You know, that starts with, you know, the proper wash. The proper wash, you have to wash your hair right.
What's the proper wash?
Well, the proper wash, I would say using a comb or a brush, comb through it when you're washing it. That way, if you use a small tooth comb, you're pretty much zapping out, you know, the whatever's inside your scalp, whether it's dry scalp, dandruff, whether it's dirt, whether it's soot, whether it's any of those things. You know, a comb will pretty much get that, especially if you have longer hair, if you have like a short afro type of thing. You really kind of need like a small tooth comb with water, so it'll moisturize the hair. Okay. So the comb will run right through it, depending on how nappy your hair is, you know, or how coarse, not nappy, but coarse your hair is.
For more male grooming tips from John, log on to www.redellingroup.com.
So the things I love about the spa are the exfoliation, the relaxation, the treatments, but the thing I hate the most is the price. So Do It on a Dime's Daryl Dwayne is going to show us how to have your own at-home spa treatment for a quarter of the price.
Daryl Dwayne here on Do It on a Dime, and today we're going to take you to the spa. Now, when you think about the spa, you tend to think of relaxation, full body scrubs, but that can get a little expensive. So we've opted to do it within reason. Here we have pretty much everything we need to make our scrub for your full body scrub. We have sugar, we have virgin coconut oil. These two main ingredients will give us exactly what we need in order to, I would say, scrub all your cares away. So, we've already preheated our coconut virgin oil here in our bowl. We have about a cup of sugar, and we're going to add that to the already preheated coconut oil. So we're just going to pour that in there, and then stir it up while we pour a little more in there. Now, a lot of you may be wondering sugar as a scrub, but because of the graininess of the sugar, it helps to really exfoliate the skin. So you'll have that milky, smooth complexion that you've always wanted. And again, these are items you can find in your kitchen. Now, if you have to run out and go to the store for these items, we recommend maybe the dollar store or your closest Rite Aid or drugstore will do the trick. Now, once you get it the consistency you want it, and that looks about right. Once you get it the consistency you want, it should sort of start to thicken up, as you can see right in there. Now, once it's thick enough to what you like it, everybody's preference is different, you can then apply this to face and body. Now, as with any scrub, you want to definitely rub it in really good to make sure we get in those pores and exfoliate all that dead skin away. The awesome part about this, I would say, is it's also edible. So there's a lot of different, there's a lot of wonderful qualities about making it and doing it yourself. Now, if you want to really go for the whole full spa experience, why not also add jojoba oil? You can use this jojoba oil, heat it up, and it will turn into a relaxing massage. Now, if you really want to expand on the spa treatment, you can also package this up and maybe bless somebody else with that spa treatment as well. We found these nifty little jars here at the dollar store. And if you have a little excess left over from your personal spa day, why not take that and pour it right into the jar? Just like that. Of course, you want to fill yours up to the brim, lock and load it, and now you have a neat little gift that you can also bring as a party favor to your friend's house, or if you just want to give a nice Christmas gift for your grandma. Everybody loves a good scrub. Tea lights will be another added benefit or bonus to jazzing up that spa day. So if you want to do maybe a gift bag where you add the homemade scrub, the tea lights, and the jojoba oils, we have the whole package here. So I say sharing is caring. Definitely make sure you tune back in for more tips with Do It on a Dime with me, Dara Dwayne, on Montage.
Let's get back to recapping some of the most exciting and unique moments of this season.
Hi, I'm Chef Mark again, and this is Kitchen Inc. And today we're going to make mushu tacos. Yes, I said mushu. It's an Asian dish you'll usually find on top of, say, rice or noodles, but today we're going to fuse it, put it in a taco shell, and make it a little more accessible for people like kids or people who haven't tried a lot of food that's out there. It is a vegetarian dish. You can add meat, but this is an opportunity to get a lot of vegetables, a lot of fruit into a diet in a way that people accept. So we're gonna get started by just chopping up some vegetables. The nice thing about a mushu is that it can be any vegetable, any fruit, anything you like. It doesn't have to be a certain set of things. So what I like to do is, of course, I like onions and everything. So I'm gonna just go ahead and chop up some onions. And again, we're gonna be sauteing these. So you really just want them in your strips because you want them to hold up. You don't want them to be too thin. You just want some nice strips of onions that'll saute down really well. Another thing I'm a big fan of is squash. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut up some squash and have that as part of my taco. Now remember, your squash will cook down very quickly and it'll cook down to almost mush. So what you can do to kind of sway that away is just add that a little later into the process. So we've got some squash in there now. I do like to have a little bit of heat, so I'm gonna hit us a nice fresh jalapeno. Word to the wise, jalapenos, a lot of your heat is in what they call the capsaicin, and that is in the ribs and the seeds of the jalapeno. So if you want to take some of the heat out, pull this section here right out of your jalapeno. The other thing I'll give you a warning on, jalapenos, the flesh has an oil in it that will seep right into your fingers. It's not going to wash out very easy, so if you got sensitive skin, go ahead and wear gloves when you cut up any of your hot peppers. And again, all this is just going to go into a pan and we're gonna cook it all down. Now, you know, food's gotta look good if you wanna eat it. It's gotta taste good, it's gotta smell good, but it ought to look good too. So we're gonna add in some different colors to make sure that we have a really eye-appealing dish. Now, bell peppers, funny thing about a bell pepper is realistically, it's all the same pepper. It all grows on the same plant. It's just how long it sits on the plant. Starts as green and it works its way all the way to red. Red is a little more sweet, green, a little more bite. Yellow kind of falls in between. So we're gonna add a little bit of red, green, and yellow. If you can get an orange one, definitely grab an orange pepper and put it in. But again, we're just going for a meld of flavors, which is big in Asian food and Latin food, is a lot of bold, big flavors. So you're seeing some traditional Latin ingredients as well as some traditional Asian ingredients. But then you're gonna see some traditional Kitchen Inc. ingredients, like an apple. So we're gonna go ahead and dice up an apple and put some of that in here because you will absolutely love the texture and you're gonna love the flavor that it adds to this dish. All right, and our last piece is cabbage. Again, that's coming back to that more traditional mushu, and you can really use any cabbage you like. If you like red cabbage, feel free to put red cabbage in. If you're more of a Napa cabbage fan, that'll work too. It's really just a preference issue when it comes to cabbage. So I'm just gonna cut a side off, pull off any loose pieces, and from that point, just kind of cut it into strips, just like everything else. All right, we're all cut, we're ready, we're gonna head over to the stovetop and we're gonna go ahead and get everything cooking. All right, now we're headed back over to the stovetop. We've got a hot pan. In here we've got just a little bit of olive oil. Again, you can use things like coconut oil, sesame seed oil, whatever it is you're looking for. Just go ahead and watch your smoke points though. If it gets too hot, you're gonna have a lot of smoke, so keep it at a medium heat. Now we're gonna go ahead and just add our ingredients in. That's a nice thing about a mousse choux. Very simple, very easy to use. And all we're doing in here is gonna let these cook down. So I just got a spatula, we're gonna turn them around a few times, let them cook, and just kind of do their thing. I'm gonna only add just a little bit of salt, and really again, I just use the salt to help everything break down a little bit. A little pepper for flavor. Okay, and now we're just gonna let it cook. Now, typically in an Asian dish, you'd see people add things like plum sauce. Now, plum sauce is just that. It's a nice sweet alternative, a little syrupy to go in, but why not actually use a plum? That was a thought I had when I was making mousse choux this last time. So I went to the store and I just picked up a plum, and so as this cooks down a little bit, we're just gonna throw a diced up plum in there and let it become its own plum sauce. And we'll add a few other things, and then shortly thereafter we'll have mousse choux tacos. Now, one of the things you'll see and notice right away on this is you see so many colors. It's very vibrant, it's very bright. Your kids are gonna love it, people are gonna love it. So on a dish, even though it's a taco, it's gonna look amazing, not just like, okay, here's the flour tortilla, little cheese, little lettuce, little meat. It's gonna be a very pretty dish with a lot of colors and a lot of flavors going on. Some of the things we're going to use to form the sauce for the taco are simple things. Apple cider vinegar, a lot of great flavor. It'll help cut through some of the sweet. We're gonna use some hoisin sauce, which is kind of like an Asian barbecue sauce. But again, I really like to emphasize the flavor of the vegetables, so we're just going to use a little bit of that hoisin sauce just to get a nice coating. All right, I'm gonna turn it down just a bit more, and I'm just gonna come right over here and grab my plum so I can cut that down and let that cook into a sauce. So my little plum's hiding here underneath everything. Nice, good, ripe plum. And all we're gonna do is cut it into its, again, same thing, just some nice little stripes. You know, as your kids start coming of age, start being able to reach the counter, it's a great thing to get them a little starter set of knives and start teaching them how to cut too. The more involved they get, the more they'll try the food. Simple, just throw your plums right in. We're gonna let those cook down along with our vegetables. And if you don't want to use, say you're making a taco or something else and you don't want to get too heavy with fat, so you're trying to cut back, if you shred up a butternut squash on a cheese grater, just like you would a block of cheese, it'll come across with almost that creamy texture, and your kids are going to think it's cheese. So you get away with another vegetable in a dish. As you can see now, that plum really starts adding in another nice bit of color. And we're about the stage now where we're gonna add just a little bit of apple cider vinegar. Not too much, just enough to kind of cut it a little bit. And again, like I said, we'll add just a little bit of the hoisin sauce. Just enough to give it a nice little coating. So really at most, you're talking maybe a tablespoon. Let's give it a good stir, let everything get nice and coated and let it all cook together. Now you can really start smelling that hoisin cook into your vegetables. And don't forget, we've got apples and plums in there, so you're really giving something for a little bit of everybody. All right. I think we're about ready. We'll transfer right over here to our countertop and go ahead and put together our mousse choux taco. See here, make sure you put a little thumb down so you don't burn your counter. Take your flour tortilla, scoop in a little bit here, get a little bit of everything. There's one, and yet who can stop at one taco? All right, and there is two. And there you have it. Mousse choux tacos. A lot of flavor, a lot of color, a lot of pizzazz to wow everybody that comes by. But at the same time, you're gonna have fun with your kids. They're gonna try something new. Thanks for stopping by the kitchen. See you next time.
Being an entrepreneur takes a lot of hard work and dedication. Today's montage moment, we have Nicole Good of Periwinkle Fresh, whom we sat down with to talk about her inspiration for her company and what it takes to be a business owner.
The name of my company is Periwinkle Fresh, and I came up with that idea. I was asleep one night, I woke up, and that's what I remembered from my dream was Periwinkle Fresh, and that stuck. And ever since then, it's been Periwinkle Fresh. I realized jewelry was my passion when I wanted to do it every single day. When I was at work, I would want to design a piece, like sketch it out. When I would be at home and there was nothing to do, that's what I would go to. So I think that's how I discovered jewelry was my passion. I got into making jewelry because I saw a lack of creativity in the market. I thought, wow, I went to school for architecture. I'm pretty sure I can design jewelry. So I just started doing it. It started off really crappy at first, of course, as anything does when you first start doing it. But I think I gradually got better with time. I think what sets my jewelry apart from other jewelry designers that are out there right now is that I make one-of-a-kind pieces. Most of the time, I'm only doing one piece and that's it. Sometimes I'll do two pieces, but other than that, it's normally one-of-a-kind pieces and you can't find it anywhere else. Some of my designs I would say are quirky. They definitely show a lot of my personality. It's very artistic. And because I went to school for architecture, I think it's very architectural. And because I love architecture so much, I think that's how they correlate. I want people to get from my designs that you can be you. Be unique, be quirky, be crazy if you want to. A lot of my designs they're out there. You have to have a strong personality to wear them most of the time. And just be you. I think the essential accessories that people need, male or female, I think males need watches because sometimes they don't know how to tell time. No, I'm just kidding. I think basic accessories that male or females need. I think a female should try and wear a necklace with every outfit that she has. Try. That's a big word, try. And I think males, I actually like males that have bracelets on. I think it gives them character. I believe the future of Periwinkle Fresh is going to be very bright. I think that once I get this next line out, that it's going to be all over the world. So I'm very excited. Some advice for young entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs just getting out there and getting started is never give up, because there were times where I felt defeated. Why isn't anybody buying my stuff? Is it too out there? And I just had to be comfortable in my own skin and realize that God has a path for me, and that path is not anything that I have set up, but it's all Him.
Thank Thanks for watching this episode of Montage and for checking us out during our whole season. We really appreciate your support. To keep up with us for the latest updates and events, make sure you follow us on social media. And to see previous episodes, you can log on to our website. We'll see you next season.